Oh my God, they shot him, bro. They just shot him.
Pop.
Who?
He just shot dude right there. He just shot him.
Who's the who?
Dude right there that just fell. He got popped. Dog just fell.
Two dates, two cities, two sisters, both killed by their own brothers. And here's the part that should terrify you. Both women saw it coming. October 13th, 2019, Cleveland, Ohio. A woman drops to the pavement after the first gunshot, but her brother doesn't stop there. He walks closer, stands directly over her bleeding body, and fires two more shots, right there on the street where they grew up. Now jump ahead to June 16th, 2025. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A 30-year-old mother backs away, holding a knife to her chest. Not to attack, but to protect herself. Her 15-year-old brother walks toward her, pulls out a gun, and the entire world watches as he takes her life. Live on Facebook. Juanita Hill was the steady one in her family. Born in 1993, one of 9 siblings in a blended household, she built something solid while others struggled. She graduated high school in 2011, worked at Target, then Walmart, then Amazon. Nothing flashy, just dependable. By 20, she was raising her first child. 2 more kids followed. Their father disappeared, and Juanita carried the weight alone. She turned to social media, posting raw, honest thoughts about single motherhood, the exhaustion, the fear, the strength it takes to keep going when you're doing it all by yourself. But Juanita had one blind spot that would cost her everything: her brother Antonio. Antonio Swanson was the kind of person people warned you about. In and out of prison for years. Domestic violence, theft, intimidation. He'd just finished 3 years for stalking a 17-year-old girl. According to prosecutors, while he was locked up, he said something chilling. "I should have killed her." Still, Juanita tried to keep the peace. She gave him rides, lent him money, defended him when others had given up. Because to her, family mattered. Antonio's social media told a different story. Videos of guns, posts filled with threats, bitter rants about being disrespected. Privately, family members worried. Publicly, Juanita stayed loyal. Then came the day she borrowed his car. October 13th started like any other day. Juanita grabbed the keys to Antonio's silver Pontiac and asked her boyfriend to drive while they ran errands. It wasn't unusual. They'd shared things before. But this time, something in Antonio had shifted. Hours later, they pulled up to East 109 Street in Cleveland. Antonio was already there, pacing, armed, angry. Words were exchanged. Then Antonio pulled the trigger. Juanita fell after the first shot, but he didn't stop. He walked up to where she lay bleeding on the concrete and fired 2 more bullets into her body. Her own brother. On the same street where they both grew up. More gunshots followed, aimed at Juanita's boyfriend. People scattered, and in the chaos, Antonio jumped on a bicycle and disappeared into the neighborhood. By the time police arrived, Juanita was gone. Her family was shattered, and the man responsible was on the run. Within hours, Cleveland police were searching everywhere. The Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force joined in. U.S. Marshals put out a warning. Antonio was armed, unstable, and walking with a limp. 5 days later, they found him hiding in a house on Crestwood Avenue, just blocks from where it all began. Then came the bond hearing. And if you thought this story couldn't get worse, just wait. From the moment Antonio walked into that Cleveland courtroom, he turned it into a show. He interrupted the judge.
Those promises were also made in previous cases. The defendant was
mocked the proceedings. When prosecutors asked for a $5 million bond,
Is Mr. Torres? Oh, good morning, Mr. Torres.
No duct tape. Stand your ground. No retreat.
Sir,
Make my bond a trillion.
I'm going to ask that you be quiet.
I'm just making a request. You make it $1 million, I'm paying that, and I'm getting out.
Thank you.
Related to the defendant.
The prosecutor began reading the facts. How Antonio chased Juanita down, how he stood over her, how he fired those final shots. But Antonio didn't flinch. His expression stayed frozen, almost disconnected. When prosecutors mentioned that Juanita had taken his car, Antonio's response was cold.
Who gives a shit? She ain't never bought me nothing. She stole my car. Told her to give it back.
His own sister, dead on the street, and that was all he had to say. The judge saw what everyone else did. This wasn't just someone angry. This was someone dangerous. Instead of $5 million, the bond went up to $15 million. But here's the twist that made people furious. A week later, another judge lowered it to $2 million. Despite the murder, despite the attempted killings that followed, the case dragged on for years. Motions, psych evaluations, delays. Then in September 2021, without warning, Antonio suddenly admitted guilt. No trial, no chance for the family to speak in court. For Juanita's family, there was no closure, just another wound that would never fully heal.
Because of her brother, and then knowing that she wanted us to be there for her, and knowing that she seen them run and leave her, knowing that she died by herself and alone, and knowing that's all she wanted was to feel love. And now
let's talk about Ashley Hudson, because her story is even more heartbreaking. She told everyone exactly what was going to happen, and nobody stopped it. Ashley was 30 years old, a mother of 3. She worked at St. Joseph's Children's Hospital in Milwaukee. Friends described her as the life of the party, someone who made birthdays magical. But at home, Ashley was living in fear. In 2023, she filed restraining orders against her mother, Tara Hudson, and one of her sisters. Her mother had pulled a gun on her, thrown a brick that hit her side, threatened her repeatedly. In court documents, Ashley wrote it plainly.
I fear she is going to kill me.
She wrote something else too.
If something happens to me, she did it. I want somebody to believe that I'm fearing for my life.
Ashley had the restraining orders. She had it all documented, but she was never truly safe. June 16th, 2025. It started with an argument on social media between Ashley and her siblings. Old resentment surfaced. Just after 11 p.m., near West Fleet Street in Milwaukee, Ashley stood alone when a black car pulled up. Out stepped her 21-year-old sister, Aaliyah, a 16-year-old female relative, and her 15-year-old brother, Hezila. Someone started recording on Facebook Live. The video shows Aaliyah swinging a full-sized metal bat at Ashley. The screen is chaotic, screaming, fast movement, the horrifying sound of metal hitting flesh. Ashley tried to run. Bleeding and battered, she jumped into a car, trying to escape. But when she came back out, she was holding something. A knife. Not to attack, to defend herself. She was surrounded and outnumbered, but it only bought her a few seconds. Hezila walked to the black car, reportedly driven by their mother, and came back holding a gun. Ashley's voice, full of fire moments before, turned desperate. Witnesses on the live stream can be heard begging him to stop, but Hezila had already made up his mind.
And I went live. This is the part I went live on.
Even as Ashley backed away, even as she begged for her life, Hezila pointed the gun directly at her and pulled the trigger. She stumbled, then collapsed on the concrete. The live stream didn't stop. It kept rolling as Ashley Hudson's life slipped away. Viewers watched in real time as a mother of 3 died on a Milwaukee street. The video spread like wildfire. For Ashley's loved ones, It became a cruel nightmare, watching someone you love die over and over again on a screen. Hours later, Milwaukee police arrested Haziel, Aaliyah, and the 16-year-old girl. All of them Ashley's blood relatives. Then came the most devastating arrest, Ashley's mother, Tara Hudson. At first, Tara claimed she didn't see the shooting, but video evidence told a different story. She was there when the gun was pulled from her car. She stood just feet away. When detectives questioned Haziel, he denied everything at first. But once they showed him the footage, his tone changed. Not with guilt, with cold indifference. When asked if he was sorry for killing his sister, this 15-year-old boy simply responded, "What's that got to do with me?" Juanita Hill and Ashley Hudson never met. They lived in different cities, different lives. But their stories share one unbearable truth. They both saw death coming from inside their own families. Juanita kept forgiving, kept believing people could change. Ashley filed restraining orders, begged courts for protection, and warned everyone who would listen. Neither approach saved them. If Haziel is convicted, he faces life in prison. Antonio admitted his guilt and sits behind bars. But justice doesn't bring anyone back. Ashley's 3 children are now with relatives, their mother taken from them by their own uncle. Juanita's kids lost their mother to a man who claimed family meant everything, until the moment it didn't. These aren't just murders, they're warnings about violence that festers in silence, about systems that fail to protect, about the deadly cost of looking away when someone says, "I'm afraid my family is going to kill me." Because sometimes the most dangerous person in your life is the one who shares your blood.